Hey, Tracy Myers here with Brian Hawks, and here we are on night 3 of Wrestlecade Weekend Goes Virtual. Now, obviously, we went virtual this year because of the pandemic. We can't be around more than 10 people, and we only have 5 people here. We're socially distanced, right? So we wanted to bring you some really cool things because we got together and like, look, this has become a wrestling tradition. We see these people year after year from around the world. Last year, 8,000 wrestling fans came to the Benton Convention Center, and they tell us every year, this is what we do for Thanksgiving. We travel, we watch wrestling, we see our friends, we see our family that we only see once a year, which is a lot like families during the holidays, and then we go home. So we came up with putting together 3 nights, which Wrestlecade Weekend happens over the course of 3 days. First night was Best of Showcase of Champions. Night 2 was Best of the Super Show, and here we are on night 3 already, and it's Rest of the Best.
That's right.
I did it.
You got it.
I got it. So there were so many great matches when we went back and looked at everything that's taken place over the last 8 years that we couldn't fit it into the other 2 nights, and they just didn't have a place. Or if we had I
think that's why we ended up with 3 nights anyway. There were so many matches.
Correct. And so much talent.
Right.
We're like, man, we've got all these guys wanting to wrestle and girls, and we don't have anywhere to put them. So in a match, unless we want Wrestlecade Super Show to be like 9 hours long, and that's
and all 8-man tags.
And 8-man tags, right? So we came up with a 3rd night, and a good example. If Matt Hardy, who was our first champion, he had 3 matches, I'm pretty sure, essentially on the list for the Super Show. Well, out of 10 matches, we don't want to put 3 Matt Hardy matches, even though they may be fantastic on that one night. So we may have moved one over to tonight's show, if that makes sense. So it's really the best we could do. And there are some great moments on tonight's show. So I'm looking forward to seeing what everybody thinks of those moments. Oh, before we go any further, share this broadcast. It gives you plenty of time to get it out there to your friends and family, into wrestling groups and Facebook, YouTube, whatever, on the tweeter machine. You can grab a link and share it over there as well. And sometime before the night's over, go to shopwrestlecade.com. That actually helps us keep our tradition of supporting local charities, take care of families and children at Christmas time and during the holidays, and even into the next year that maybe can't do so themselves financially.
The DVDs are the rest of the best of the best.
It could be.
Man.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Yeah. Oh, and this, where we're at now, is not the Benton Convention Center.
No.
This is the AML. Technically, it's America's Most Liked. You put the America's Most Liked, which isn't proper English. So it's America's Most Liked Pro Wrestling Training Center, which is our training facility here in Winston for AML Wrestling.
Right.
And it's also a venue. So hopefully in 2021, all you folks that are local or you travel for some really good independent wrestling, this is a really nice venue and one of my favorite places to watch wrestling. It'd be a good time to plug if you want to be a professional wrestler. Oh, you can come to the AML Pro Wrestling Training Center. Absolutely. And you can go to amlwrestling.com and check that out, how to get signed up. But George South was our first trainer, who is also our wrestling mentor. He helped establish the curriculum. Since then, now we have 2 other coaches on board, Josh Gary and Timmy Lou Retton has picked up our Sundays. And any given time, there's 30-ish students in there. And we've got some folks who have graduated from the program, and we're really proud of them as well. And hopefully you'll see them on a Wrestlecade Weekend show sometime soon. But without further ado, let's go into the rest of the best. Wrestlecade Weekend Goes Virtual, night 3.
First match back. And you have to think the Darewolf, a guy who normally takes the air, of course, very famous for his 450 splash, he might change up his strategy a little bit tonight.
You have to. So that's why I'm anxious to see what kind of game plan he's going to use, what moves he's going to eliminate, and what moves he's going to replace them with. That kind of makes you more savvy in the ring when you do that. But to be going against somebody like him as your first match back,
And you almost have to wonder, Caprice, would this be a situation where he's changing his style for tonight because it's his first match back? or could this be a potential permanent change in the style in his career?
Well,
for PJ
it will always, anytime you have an injury like that, it will change it for the career. But what it does is add to your repertoire because you're forced to do things that you can do, and you're forced to learn how to do them well. And then when your body continues to heal, you can add stuff back into your repertoire that you were previously doing. And then you wonder, did I really need that? Or am I winning with what I have here? Sometimes you can replace a whole lot of flips with a good right hand to the mouth.
Drew Galloway just told P.J. Black that he thinks he's number one. We're going to find out right now.
P.J. Black, deceptively tall at 6'1", but when you're in there with Drew Galloway, nearly 6'5",
he looks like a midget, doesn't he?
One of the tallest competitors on this card here tonight, sends him for a ride, and the shoulder tackle is going to take down the Darewolf.
He crashed right into him, and down goes P.J. Black. Favoring his leg already.
Exactly, that's what I was saying.
Favoring those feet. And the one thing that certainly plays against him here is that whatever leg he grabs, Drew Galloway, it's already injured.
I don't know if Drew Galloway knows that or not, so we'll see if he puts it in play.
How much film study has Drew Galloway been doing? How much research has he been doing? We'll find out. Right?
And if you've been keeping up with Lucha Underground in recent months, PJ Black really has started to compete in more trios matches. I mentioned Johnny Mundo, a guy who we saw here last year with PJ Black at WrestleCade.
He tried to duck the chop and caught it right in his eyeball.
As well as the aforementioned Jack Evans. So PJ Black has not had too many singles matches in recent months.
Well, this is going to be a tough match for him.
First singles match back. Great test. Tremendous test.
Galloway once again laying in those knife edge chops. So Galloway here is in control.
That's just brutality.
And you've noticed not one time thus far, it's only a couple of minutes in, but he has not let PJ Black even go to the air.
The question is, how much can PJ Black go to the air, really, in this state and his recovery and all that? I'd be interested to see how much he does, how much he tests himself. He's going off the ropes now.
Overhead belly-to-belly suplex, beautifully done.
PJ Black needing a timeout here, but Drew Galloway, he's falling to the outside.
Charges right in.
I've seen this before.
And we once again go to the outside. And
Drew Galloway is not known for giving anybody room to breathe.
And Galloway here looks like he's having some of the fans hold PJ Black.
Is this a handicap match? A lumberjack match? A handicap match? What's going on?
As Galloway once again has the fans hold PJ Black. Here he comes, another knife edge chop as they're working their way around the ringside area. It looks like it's about 4,001 against 1 here tonight.
Yeah, what is James Hunter doing, allowing the fans to participate in the match? That's not good.
And Galloway goes for that big kick. And PJ Black sidesteps him, and that might have been the opening the Darewolf needed.
He needed something. And he's got it. He's following with the right hand. But look at Galloway fight back. Oh!
And he sends him face first right into the steel ring post. No padding or protection there. And Drew Galloway might just have gotten laid out by PJ Black.
And PJ Black deliberately going up to him on the outside. He's going to shoot him in to the ring. Is he going to climb to the top turnbuckle? Yes, he is. So he is going to fly, Caprice. We'll see how he
And
does.
PJ Black, for the first time in many months, goes to the top rope. And he drives the point of that elbow right into the temple of Drew Galloway. 1-2 does not hook the leg. But you have to wonder, gentlemen, when he landed, what type of impact is he feeling in his feet?
You couldn't tell in this by looking at his face.
Well, he was in control.
Did not seem to favor them right there. Will the second time be the charm? Pulls back on the bow and arrow. Goes for the big punch.
And anytime he jumped right back up there, so that must show that there's a lot of healing that's taking place, that he's in good shape there, because if he didn't land right, he wouldn't went right back up to the top.
And he has kept it pretty basic thus far. No flips, nothing really crazy off the top.
Right.
But the fact that he did go to the top is certainly a good sign if you are PJ Black.
Absolutely.
But look at him.
And the smile on his
Not
face is
enough.
almost a smile, knowing that he has that confidence that he can still,
Mocking Drew Galloway a little bit from his former band days.
Band, baby.
And Galloway lacing
They just
into him
shoved
here.
her. James Hunter, you don't do that.
You don't do that with James Hunter.
James Hunter pretty liberal with his call, going to allow this match to continue. With the big 6'5" Drew Galloway all the way up top, and a diving clothesline.
He put so much into that clothesline. It's like his shoulder, his arm, his torso.
Maximizing the impact there.
Absolutely.
And Galloway measuring him up here as PJ Black trying to get back to his feet. He turns right around. Galloway kicks him in the midsection. He's putting him in position. Thought he was going for possibly the Iron Maiden.
Yeah, that's exactly what he was going for, but PJ Black has so much more left in him.
And he's got him.
Another spine buster.
And a 2.5.
Thought that could have been it because he hit that out of nowhere. He definitely wasn't expecting that. Head bounced right off the mat, so.
That sit-out spinebuster to no avail there for the former TNA World Heavyweight Champion.
One thing I'm surprised about, knowing Drew Galloway, is how he has not isolated either of PJ Black's legs.
That's what I'm saying. He might not have known about it because, like, the only reason why I know that is I know PJ Black. And so he's just an opponent unless that's not information that you will volunteer to somebody.
You would think that would have been scouted
Oh, double foot stomp.
by Drew McIntyre. Drew Galloway, excuse me.
Who's that guy?
I don't know. Maybe his relative.
That's his maiden name.
Oh, man.
As Galloway now goes back on the attack as PJ Black in high-risk territory. And Galloway.
What a right hand.
Looks like he's measuring him up here. Moving a little slower than you might like, but setting him up for the superplex.
How fast do you want him to move, Mr. Never Been in the Ring before in your life?
As Galloway.
They're both trapped in the bird's nest.
And now he's in the tree of woe.
They tied him to the hickory tree.
He's in the back somewhere, but Kevin Sullivan might be watching on. And there's the double stomp.
And Drew Galloway is still hanging upside down. Not good. That's not where you want to end your match.
And Galloway looks laid out, but PJ Black is going to continue to go back to the
Back
offensive.
up there one more time. I'm thinking it's safe to say that his legs are doing just fine.
And he goes for the double stomp, but look at Galloway with the pop-up overhead belly-to-belly off the top. That might have been the opening he needed right there.
Ring awareness and the core strength it took to pull that off says so much about Drew Galloway.
What an amazing feat of strength I was about to say. Absolutely.
So James Hunter is up to 4. As PJ Black pulls himself to his feet.
Galloway's his vertical base too, and he's up against the corner. PJ Black does not want that.
Galloway and Black now going back and forth in the center of the ring. Black with a knife edge chop, retaliated by Drew Galloway.
One thing I can say and that I can see from PJ Black is that one thing has came. He's ready to fight.
Goes for the roundhouse kick.
Oh, was that a slipping power driver?
A little short pile driver.
Wow.
2. Oh, 2 7/8. It looked like James Hunter's hand was about to hit the mat for the 3rd time.
That's like a power driving DDT.
He calls that the move. Does Galloway.
He didn't have much time to think of it.
But the move is not going to be the win here tonight.
PJ Black is the dazed one. Look at him; he is barely awake.
Your head just bounced off the mat.
And Black tells Galloway exactly how he feels.
Yeah, that was a victory sign.
I don't think you want to get under this man's skin. Off the top goes for the clothesline once again.
Super kick.
Super kick.
And he nails him with it, does Black.
And his day. Wow, that's beautiful spin kick.
Showing off those educated feet right now is PJ Black.
Absolutely. And the confidence has to be building up in PJ Black because he's using his legs and he's showing him that he can still do it. Boom.
And there's another standing sidekick. 1, 2. But Galloway's able to kick out in the nick of time. This one's starting to get pretty personal here. PJ Black, springboard moonsault. His version of the Acai moonsault.
I think it's safe to say he's ready to be back in ring action, man.
And PJ Black looking as healthy as he's been in many months.
Absolutely. That's why I say sometimes you take that time off, it gives you more time to focus on the basics, and the basics have more impact.
Yes, but I don't know how much you can teach that moonsault. What a beautiful maneuver by PJ Black.
Absolutely.
Effortlessly, apparently, but one of the most beautiful moonsaults I've ever seen.
So much body control.
As PJ Black measuring up his opponent right now. Galloway goes for the clothesline. Here we go, backslide. 2.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh.
Canadian Destroyer! That'll be it.
1, 2, 3, and that'll do it.
Got him. Out of nowhere.
But these guys are deceptively agile and tough. How we doing? Oh, we're doing great, White Mike.
You have to do better now.
How we doing? Yeah, there we go. Getting the crowd involved, letting them know.
I think you did better the first time.
Well, you know. You got to know when to quit, right? Know when to hold them, know when to fold them.
All right.
We're trying to get a little bit of code of honor here. Oh, wait a minute. Can we decide which one we're going to go first? No. What? Right here.
There seems to be discourse about handshaking traditions.
And what? There we go.
Okay.
All right.
There we go.
That's like a group hug, but a
All
handshake
right.
version.
It's good to start off with sportsmanship.
Uh-oh. Wait a minute. There's no telling what White Mike has hidden in that singlet. A little bit of stank.
Oh.
A little bit of
The boys feel a little disrespected by White Mike.
I wouldn't have shaken that hand either, if we're going to be honest.
Yeah, White Mike can't be unaccustomed to people not wanting to shake his hand at this point.
You know,
right?
you got to love the fact that the Gym Nasty Boys have pictures of themselves on their singlets. I love it, man. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to be truthful with you, Jakob. I've known the boys for quite a few years, and I even have a hard time telling them apart.
The boys or the Gym Nasty Boys boys?
The boys.
I got you. Okay.
The boys.
All right, I'm following.
And so this might be a little bit difficult on our part to be able to tell them apart. Hopefully you can tell White Mike and Timmy Lou apart. I mean, it's in their name. White Mike, right?
Yeah, the other guy's name is definitely not Mike. Gotcha.
I love you, Jakob Hammermeyer. All right, here we go. A little bit of mat wrestling to start it off here.
White Mike showing his technical prowess.
Yeah. And of course, all 4 of these men are able to go brawl if they need to. They're able to do the mat technical wrestling. They're able to fly. There we go.
Oh!
A little bit of that team cohesion from the boys. Springboard and
beautiful big
Very
cross
nice.
body.
Cover.
Dude, we could have already had an upset.
Oh, wait a minute. Some flipping and flopping. I don't think that's what the old timers are talking about, but wait a minute.
I think the cross body might have shook some cobwebs loose, and White Mike, he wasn't sure what corner to hop to.
Exactly.
That was a high-angled cross body landed right on White Mike's face, and of course that can immediately jar your sense of positioning in the ring. There's lots of problems that could be had at that point.
Oh, yeah. White Mike and Timmy Lou with the 2 deep tag. Their signature hand signal there. You can catch a lot of their promo videos talking about it while they're walking through the aisles of Walmart. It's a thing. It's funny. You should watch it. You'd appreciate it.
I've seen it. I enjoy it. Quit acting like I'm not here.
Oh, it's him off Timmy Lou. Woo! Woo! Look at that gymnastic ability from Timmy Lou Retton. Some team unity from the Gym Nasty Boys. Uh-oh. What do we got here?
Nice looking.
Oh!
Uncle Eddie, that's what I'm calling it.
Oh, here we go.
One follows from Timmy.
Rolling.
Oh!
Nice. We call that a knee board because he springboard with his knees.
Okay, all right.
Only a 2 count.
Boy, I'm not sure which boy that's the one that did not start, right?
So yeah, exactly. So let's say the one that has the highlights in his hair is boy number 1.
Okay.
And we'll say boy number 2 is the dark.
All right.
We may be totally wrong, and we'll get corrected later. But for now, so that we can keep this tag team action understandable, that's the way we'll
gentleman in the ring is White Mike.
Correct.
Okay, got it. All right. For those of you watching at home, you're welcome.
Exactly. White Mike very proud of the fact that he does not have a tan. It's old school. What?
Shades of the dead man.
Speaking of the dead man, here at Wrestlecade this weekend, we had Kane with a special meet and greet at the Fan Fest yesterday. So White Mike feels he's got to pay an homage to the brother of destruction here. Whoa, the fanning might be throwing White Mike off here. Oh! And it did. Knocked off his balance just enough that boy number one was able to take advantage.
Hey, that's gamesmanship in my book. He didn't cross any hard lines. All he did was take White Mike's distraction. Excuse me. He made a distraction for White Mike to take his eyes off the prize of keeping his balance, and then White Mike has to pay for it. I appreciate that type of move.
And a very good point there, Jakob. Adhering to the rules. He was out of his tag corner. Referee Jonathan Moore here was trying to make sure that they adhere to the rules.
You got to bend them sometimes. It's not a flat-out break.
Exactly.
No.
Oh,
beautiful drop.
Right in the chin. Oh, my gosh. That knocked White Mike loopy, didn't it?
Inside out.
Ooh.
That's going to take more than the king of yams.
Another 2 count.
He's got that fire.
He does. Definitely not staying down. Even though that drop kick knocks some of them yams out of him, I believe.
Timmy Lou Retton cheering on his partner.
White Mike's not going down without a
big
fight.
Knee right to the jaw. From the clutch. Beautiful. Oh!
Stomp right to the elbow joint, hyperextending it. Referee got to be careful. That boy number two's got a handful of that hair.
Now, see, this is, I still appreciate this, you know. Not.
Now, whoa. Oh, White Mike not taking too kindly to that kind of action.
White Mike. Oh!
Plants him down.
Falcon Zero type maneuver.
This is White Mike's chance. Timmy Lou trying to get this crowd here in Winston-Salem, trying to urge White Mike on. Crawl to your corner, buddy.
He's facing the right direction this time. Could he make the dive to Timmy Lou?
Tag from the
Tag!
boys.
Boy number 2, incoming. Timmy Lou. Oh!
He's on
2
fire.
lines worth trouble. Oh! 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 Oh!
Oh! They weren't having any of that, Jakob. Oh, wait a minute. Getting some extra leverage, the boys.
I like that. Oh, able to break it with a cartwheel. And he turns him inside out with a double lariat.
Inside out and upside down and all around. Timmy Lou Retton is on fire.
Getting whips itself fur behind him.
There's that gymnastic ability. Calling in White Mike. Tag team offense.
Has he got enough? Boom!
Takes him out. Oh! Plants boy number 1 firmly in the middle of the ring.
2. Oh!
Kick out at 2. I thought that was it. So did the referee Jonathan Moore with that look he gave us, letting us know it was only a 2 count. All 4 men are down.
Timmy Lou, White Mike are conferring to see what to do with boy number 1 versus boy number 2. Here comes boy number 2. Quesadora. Oh! It's just able to dump White Mike right on his face. Timmy Lou said, "That's my best friend!"
Plants him. Set out powerbomb from Timmy Lou Retton.
Boy number 2 might be dead. Boy number 1, looking handsome.
Beautiful slice bread. Jinx. It's okay, Jakob.
Roll up.
Catches him.
We've seen this a million times. The White Mike special, baby!
Ooh, that's it. That's it. Can you get over there for the cover? Get
How
on
many
him.
opponents have we seen White Mike put away with that?
Gets him down. 1, 2, and the assist from the referee. Boy number 2 launches himself over, breaks up the count, and we are still rolling here in this tag team match.
And not a moment too soon, as that was surely the end of the contest. White Mike, as soon as he hits that maneuver, I've seen countless opponents go down.
Oh, yeah.
What do we got
right
here?
here
What do we
above
got
us.
here? Oh! Boy number 2 deposited firmly. Oh, sorry. Boy number 1 deposited firmly onto the top turnbuckle.
Up. Oh, my gosh. Knocks him out of his tights. That's got to be it.
That's it. That's
Rolls
gotta
him
be
to the
it.
center, so
That's
no
gotta
rope
be
break.
it.
2, 3, and your winners, the Gym Nasty Boys here at AML Wrestling the day after
we had one of the toughest things that are going on in our life. It's when the Rock and Roll Express come into the NWA, we ran into the Russians. Understand me, Uncle Ivan, you were one of the toughest guys that a rubber knob ever faced. Come here. I'm going to give credit where credit's due. Matter of fact, he was the toughest man in the NWA. And he's what made the Rock and Roll Express what we became. You understand that? Ivan, you're the man, baby. Hey guys, thank y'all very much. What a great compliment. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much with me, Robert, for the kind words. I just want to say real quickly, you know, thank you, the fans, for supporting wrestling all these years. This thing Express, as you know, was the toughest team around in the day, back in the 80s, and they still are today, obviously. They still can get it done. Give them a big hand if they can. One thing I'd like to say, just like the Rock and Roll Express came out whenever my men turned on me here because they didn't agree with the advice I was getting them. You know, a lot of things in this world we end up doing, taking the wrong advice, and we end up not being happy, not being fulfilled in life. So we turn to drinking and drugs like I did in my career. And I just want to say this is a true example of what our Lord and Savior did. He came to our rescue just like the Rock and Roll Express did right.
Dutt spends a lot of time down there at AML Wrestling. Matt Sydal yet to be there yet. We have to realize that these guys are extreme high flyers, but they're also very sound technically. So we're going to see a lot of versatility in this match. Versatility.
We're going to see it all in this match potentially, gentlemen, as this is going to be a treat. Bell sounds, this one's underway. Referee Kevin Keenan assigned to this contest. Wrestlecade 4 continues here at the Benton Convention Center.
I tell you, this is typing up to be one of the best cards I've ever seen in my life.
It's been a great one already, and just think, we've got two of the most technically sound and solid wrestlers that you'll ever run into. Sonjay Dutt speaks for himself. Matt Sydal, all over the world, one of the best cruiserweights I've ever seen, and with a fantastic moveset, very versatile.
It's the
I'm
shooting
really
star
excited.
press against the 450 splash in this matchup. Two high flyers and Caprice, something you're very familiar with again. That code of honor, that handshake before the match. These two showing each other a lot of mutual respect.
Well, these two are very familiar with each other, locking horns with each other all over America, all over other places as well. They've traveled overseas together. They've traveled this continent together. They've both been in wrestling for such a long time. Ring of Honor together and other places together as well. They are no strangers to one another.
Little mat wrestling to start. Sydal checking in at 5'9", 175. Dutt at 5'8", 185. So pretty similar in stature are both of these men. As we know, they can take it to the air and they can do it on the ground as well.
He actually weighed in at 186 this morning, just in case that wasn't in your notes.
I must have had a typo on mine.
Yeah.
Was that before or after lunch?
Yeah, before lunch.
Hammerlock into a snapmare. You see Dutt right now with that hammerlock reversal into the front chancery as he's trying to wear down Sydal.
Look at Sydal fight out from underneath. That's a Sonjay Dutt special right there.
Indeed it is, as Dutt with that reversal yet again. As these two so smooth and so crisp in that ring.
Absolutely. People, I don't know if they have any idea of the art they're seeing taking place in the ring in front of them right now.
Indeed they are, these two men. Very well versed in all aspects. Sonjay Dutt, of course, a product of Larry Sharp's Monster Factory up in New Jersey. Matt Sydal has trained all over the world as well. So these guys have all those styles, that lucha libre style, that Japanese strong style, and of course the American cruiserweight style as well. The
difference here with Sonjay and Sydal versus what you might see elsewhere is each move that Sonjay does has a unique purpose, and he's trying to get a victory. He doesn't waste motion. He doesn't just do this for show. He has that showmanship quality to it, but he's really effective, and he doesn't waste any motion in there.
Well, that's one thing that cruiserweights do not get enough credit for, because they see them doing the high-flying stuff, but they don't see how much art is behind the other stuff that they do simply because of the flashiness behind their moves.
Sydal snaps up the Hurricane Rana as the pace is starting to pick up here. Sends him for a ride, puts his head down. Look at the athleticism there of Sonjay Dutt. He pops right back up, looks underneath another clothesline, and he's going to snap up a Hurricane Rana of his own.
Absolutely trading head supers here,
Gentlemen,
and Dutt's ready to fly.
The original player.
Wow! Diving through the ropes, drop kick, landing on his feet. Do you know the precision that it takes to be able to execute that type of maneuver?
It's more than just athleticism. It takes years and years of training and practice. And those are years that Sonjay has put in. And Matt Sydal knows that very well. He's going to have to try to fight back after what was an amazing baseball slide dropkick.
And Sonjay going to send Sydal back in the ring. Certainly wants to win this one fair and square in the center of the ring. Kevin Keenan's going to stop at 5, and here we go once again.
Both of these guys are known for their good attitude, but if anybody was here to be the more aggressive, it would definitely be Sonjay Dutt.
Sonjay, snap suplex. And look at that right there. That standing back senton.
All of your weight across the chest with the impact, the solid of your back, nothing to give, the pressure. That'll knock the breath out of you every time.
As Dutt has the crowd behind him. But you got to think it's somewhat split 50-50 here, as reborn Matt Sydal, certainly a fan favorite in his own right.
Absolutely.
The great thing about this is both of these guys want the same match. They need to create momentum and space. In both cases, that's what's happening. So you have a back and forth affair and a back elbow by Sonjay as Matt Sydal almost done. Could this be it?
Auto press, 1-2, does not hit the leg, and a near fall. But if Sydal's able to pick up a win here, gentlemen, you have to think Jeff Jarrett might be thinking about bringing him to Global Force Wrestling and putting him right in line for a next-gen title shot.
I was getting that. That's a good point, that it would almost knock him into #1 contendership by knocking off one that's already a champion now. He just won that title. That's a good thing about being a champion, is once you become a champion, you automatically become a target.
You know that very well, Caprice.
I really do.
As Caprice, you've won many championships in your career, just like both of these individuals. As Sydal working his way up, back to a vertical base here. Gonna send Dutt for a ride, and Sonjay kicks him right in the mush. And Dutt, a seated drop kick. He might knock the tooth in the front row. 1-2. And Sydal is able to kick out a 2.5.
That drop kick caught him right under the jaw, and somehow Matt Sydal hasn't been knocked silly.
Well, I think he was knocked silly when he tried to high back body drop and was kicked, and he thought he regained his senses and then caught 2 feet to the face immediately.
Sonjay on the attack once again.
Sonjay Dutt, not only a cruiserweight, but very methodical with everything that he does.
As that 15 years of experience, he's been able to build that up throughout the years, slowing down the pace a little bit.
Here comes
the Black Widow.
And that signature octopus hold, which we've seen many times on AML Wrestling Live.
Seen it and felt it, baby.
Yeah, you've been in the ring with this, with Sonjay very recently.
Caprice, in a move like this, where his legs draped over your head, he's ripping back on your rotator cuff and AC joint. What type of thoughts are going through your head? How do you escape a move like this?
What you really cannot escape, what you have to do is try to weather the storm and hope that the strength that he's impacting there wears down and he lets go before you give up.
And you see Dutt driving the point of that elbow right in the ribs there, Scott. That certainly is going to inflict even more damage on Sydal.
He took the leg off, and that's going to give Sydal a chance to fight out of this.
Absolutely. See, you can't hold on to stuff but so long. So the best thing to try to do out of it is weather the storm.
As they're going to get in the ropes, they're going to force him to break. But a hip lock takeover by Sydal.
Sydal now. And try to get right over.
Irish whip reversal. And a spin heel kick by Sydal. Both men are down here.
Yeah, Sydal's not really accustomed to fighting from underneath for the whole match like this. This is going to be a real challenge here to do the things he likes to do.
This match has been very evenly paced, back and forth affair. As Caprice stated, these men know each other very well. They seemingly were studying tapes beforehand because they are very well scouted in this environment here inside the Benton Convention Center.
Look at Sydal.
One advantage that Matt Sydal does have is his striking advantage. because he can kick you out of any situation.
Look at him. He's going right after Sonjay's hamstrings.
Absolutely.
You take the wheels out from Sonjay Dutt, you take away most of his moveset.
And Sydal with a drop kick to the corner. And he's trying to do in Sonjay Dutt. Charges in.
Shining Wizard into the corner.
And you gotta wonder here, he's gonna roll over 1, 2, and another near fall. But that matchup last night by Dutt going back and forth for 10 to 15 minutes there with PJ Black, winning that next gen title, how much will that take out of him coming into a match like this?
It takes a whole lot out of you. And Matt Sydal, I don't know if he's had a match last night. Just because we didn't see him wrestle last night doesn't mean he didn't wrestle.
Look at the Indian Deathlock, almost a reverse STF.
And he's got it locked in here, wrenching back on the neck of Dutt.
Almost mocking Dutt before he puts him in.
Deathlock applied with that neck vice as well. And Sonjay Dutt no man's land here, but also take a look at Sydal. The blood is rushing to his head as well.
Yeah.
I don't know how long he can keep a move like this.
That's what I was telling you. When you get trapped like this, you look for an escape and you try to weather the storm, because even the move that's being put on you cannot withstand but so much energy.
Really showing you how conditioning and stamina really play a role in these type of cruiserweight high-flying matchups. As Dutt on the ring apron now, he's going to throw the shoulder right in the midsection. And Sonjay, the springboard from the outside in, nobody home, and Sydal, these two trying to trade kicks here, ducks underneath, and Sydal with a leg sweep, and now a standing moonsault, 1, 2,
no!
And he nearly pulled it off.
That was a beautiful standing moonsault. He looked like he was hanging in the air. It's like Michael Jordan in there, Caprice Coleman.
Sydal has great precision and is able to move his body in any direction. He can do moonsaults, he can do flips. He's been doing this for so long, it's almost second nature to him.
And you notice these knee strikes and kicks by Sydal, learning that in Japan, that Japanese strong style, and taking a page out of your playbook, Caprice. That pop-up Hurricane Rana 1-2.
Hurricane, he kind of talked to me in the back tonight. He said, well, look out for a very impressive move, and winked at me. So I think that's what he was talking about.
I think that was his version of a leap of faith.
Absolutely.
As Sonjay is down and reborn Matt Sydal is in control right now.
Listen to the fans shouting their appreciation of this confrontation. It's an outstanding match.
As these men working at a high level here. Step up Itsuguri there by Dutt. As Dutt's going to charge in, nobody home. As Sydal luckily moves out of the way, but Sonjay Dutt, vintage Sonjay right there with that Bombay boom.
Crotch drop kick.
And there's that missile drop kick. Will this do it? Hooks the legs. 1, 2.
Nope.
And a 2.5.
These guys here are giving it everything that they have and bringing out the book on each other to try to execute a maneuver to get the win here at Wrestlecade.
As Dutt has this crowd on his side, it looks to be about 60-40 Dutt.
I would agree with you on that.
As Sonjay has him in position, goes for the suplex with that knee right to the head.
That's what I'm saying. Those strikes come out of nowhere.
Those Japanese strong-style strikes.
Absolutely.
It looked like it was over.
Those knees, those feet, he's a very, very precision striker.
He kicked out, and Sydal can't believe it.
And Sydal now showing a little frustration as he's yet to dispatch the original player from the Himalaya. He's measuring him up now. Goes in, goes to that leg lariat.
Oh.
And a standing side kick. Down goes Dutt. Sonjay might be knocked out.
Could be. No!
Oh, wait, there's the reversal. Shrugs him off. There's a super kick for Sydal. Dutt has him in position, runs up. Tornado DDT.
Spikes him in the middle of the match. He's going to go out of the 450 or perhaps the squirrel dive here.
The squirrel dive is how he won the next gen title. Sonjay, squirrel dive. He nails it. Folds it up 2. 3D double.
He got him. What a match, Blake Cadwell.
C.W. Anderson looks to be in the best shape I have seen him in. I've known him for years. Top of his game. And
200 pounds even.
Yes, sir. He's got to think that the best shape of his life, he was on a mission to attain singles gold here at AML Wrestling, and that mission was accomplished several months ago at Lines in the Sand after dethroning George South, lost their original matchup when George South was the champion. The rematch, he dethroned George South and became the new AML Wrestling Champion with the help of his longtime partner and friend, Steve Carino. And this is number 3. The score is 1-1. The winner not only gets to say that they are the best, they also get to go home with that big beauty, the AML Wrestling Championship.
That they do, and it'll be very interesting to see. Anderson kind of had to learn how to control the evil that lives within him to become the champion. That's what Steve Carino re-emerged onto the scene to help him do. In recent months, we have seen him rely for emotional support on the Angel at his side. It'll be very interesting to see which C.W. Anderson we get tonight. The ECWO extremist.
Oh!
Oh! Be very interesting to see if we get the C.W. Anderson that men used to fear, or if we get the C.W. Anderson that's trying to walk on the right path, the path of the light side.
Brad, they say you don't tug on Superman's cape, you don't spit into the wind, you don't pull the mask off the old Lone Ranger, and you don't smack C.W. Anderson.
Anderson, with intensity in his eyes, is talking to George South. I know how much Anderson respects George South, but at the same time, respect goes out the window when it comes time for what C.W. Anderson looks at as warfare.
You know, it's funny. C.W. Anderson, I was talking to him earlier this weekend, celebrated his wrestling anniversary. I'm not going to say the exact number just simply because I don't want anybody to think that C.W. is considered what they call old in professional wrestling. He is not, but he has been in this business for quite a while, an ECW original, and very rarely does C.W. Anderson get in the ring with somebody who has almost twice as much experience as he does. George South, 40-plus years being inside the squared circle.
Age is just a number. Anderson mentally, physically, emotionally in the best shape of his professional career. He's lean, he's fast, but in leaning out and dropping weight, he has not lost any of his punching power.
No, sir. Still one of the best in professional wrestling. You see it get cocked back. A lot of guys duck. A lot of guys cow away, put their hand up. They know the type of power that can come from a C.W. Anderson punch.
Yeah, let's not forget that shotgun super kick
Woo!
has claimed 2 victims this weekend already, and it may claim a 3rd. And that was the deciding factor when Anderson won the championship from George South a few months back.
C.W. Anderson favoring those ribs and that left arm. C.W. Anderson knew coming into this weekend that he was going to have a hell of a mountain to climb, defending his title 3 times, and not just defenses, Brad. I mean, 3 big-time defenses. Friday night at Showcase of Champions against All Ego Ethan Page, current 1/2 of the Impact Wrestling Tag Team Champions. And then last night at the Wrestlecade Super Show against Rhino. So you know C.W. Anderson cannot be 100% going into this matchup.
3 very different opponents, too. Ethan Page, very modern, very flashy in a way. Rhino, just blunt force trauma. George South, no frills. Cover. George South, no frills. George South is like a football team that only runs 4 or 5 plays.
Yep, and they run them very well.
Exactly. They keep running them until they get to the end zone with them.
Yep. Grinding offense, similar to Navy, running the wishbone, running the option for all you football fans out there. They're going to run it till they can stop them, and that's what George South does. And a lot of mind tricks, right? You know, a lot of jaw jacking, a lot of not physical prowess, not speed, not power, but it's effective.
George South, maybe the best there is at manipulating every circumstance surrounding a match, the official, the fans, the opponent, if there's anyone else out there. George South can put everyone in the building in the exact mindset he needs them to be in for him to win.
Now, you had it right the first time, Brad, manipulating. Manipulating is what George South does. Manipulated Colby Carino. He's manipulated this crowd. always not just 1 or 2 steps ahead, but 4, 5, 6, sometimes even 7 steps ahead. And the only time I've ever seen him have fear or not feel that he was in control was the last time he faced C.W. Anderson at Lines in the Sand with Steve Carino ringside.
As much as George South has been the master of the mind games, it really was the head games that Carino played on George that threw him off his game in their last championship encounter when George South lost the title and Anderson's knee hit the top buckle. Anderson on day 3 of hard-fought title defenses like we're talking about, his knee just hit the buckle, and that could be very problematic.
Yes, sir. That's the intelligence of Mr. Number 1, George South right there. Just bare minimum energy. Just move out of the way. Let your opponent injure themselves. And now, like a shark smelling blood in the water, George South is on the attack.
And you're not going to see George, come off the top rope and backflip onto that knee of C.W. Anderson's. It's going to be grinding offense.
Could you imagine if he did, though? This place would go nuts. The internet would explode, just like Ricky Morton doing a Canadian Destroyer last night. Place would go crazy. Oh, look at CW favoring that knee now.
CW was favoring that knee last night against Rhino. I talked about it earlier. He's got a nasty gash on his leg from something in that match with Rhino, a very physical match.
George South almost cerebral here. He's got a giant target on C.W. Anderson's leg, and George South is hitting bullseye after bullseye on it.
I would really like at some point in time for someone to explain to me why George South can bring whoever he wants to the ring with him at whatever time.
There was a saying backstage, let George do whatever George wants to do. You build up enough clout in professional wrestling, and people kind of feel that. Even though time after time he's bent rules, he's broken rules, still has a lot of weight in the world of professional wrestling.
I mean, that's fair, but where do you draw the line there? If 6 or 8 more people come under his tutelage, if he brings the whole George South Wrestling School to ringside with him, where do you draw the line there?
You do have a good point there, Brad.
Cover. Anderson with a kick out.
But I think the knowing the man that is C.W. Anderson, regardless of how many people would be out here with George South, it'd just be him and Brittany Marie against the world.
Brittany Marie trying to rally the fans here around her man. George South standing tall right now. Endearing himself to all the pretty ladies in the crowd.
Yes, sir, endearing. That's one way to put it, Brad. Yes, sir. George South has that look about him of just confidence, and that all it is just a formality. Just lay him down, count to 3, and he'll walk out the new champion. But C.W. Anderson's got something to say about that.
Confidence really is the word. Last night, even in the face of the great Muda, George South showed no fear. He wasn't backing up. He really believes he can whoop any man that stands across from him.
Yeah, until he got a face full of that green mist. Great Muda showing the world he's still got it. Clap, clap, clap.
On the knee. Significantly worse than that gash he suffered is all the torment, quite frankly, that George South is putting on that knee. Anderson came down wrong, and it's been all George South ever since, a few moments back.
C.W. Anderson fighting up.
I don't think C.W. can walk on that knee. Oh! Bobby Eaton style neck breaker, dead center of the ring. George South talking to Brittany Marie instead of going for the cover, though.
A lot of these guys, they know that if they get to a vertical base, they'll be able to mount a little bit of offense. But as you said, he's kind of got a flat tire on that 24 inches on the Cadillac, brother.
Only place you can get pinned is on that canvas. But
Brittany Marie over there cheerleading C.W. Anderson on.
If you can't move, it's tough to get to your feet. Oh, George South is picking him apart. Another Bobby Eaton neck breaker.
Yes, sir, and that neck breaker is 10 times easier to apply because C.W. Anderson does not have a solid base to be able to fight it off, and it's just like a cat playing with a mouse right before it eats it. George South playing with C.W. Anderson, I believe.
He says, I got him. Anderson, the knee and the neck are now being worked on. Oh!
Whoa!
CW with an abdominal stretch. Can he put his weight on that leg, though? Anderson holding ground there.
Very smart move from C.W. Anderson. The damaged left leg is basically just used as a leverage on George South. He doesn't have to put weight on it, but George South was able to shrug it off and counter that. And another neck breaker sends C.W. Anderson crashing down to the mat.
5 or 6 plays till we reach the end zone.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Grind it out. Keep on matriculating down the field. As a great coach once said.
Down goes the knee pad. Bone on bone on the knee drop. That'll bust a man open.
Took the words right out of my mouth, Brad. Those pads, 9 times out of 10, are to protect the knees of the individual. So that's one of those. That just goes to show you how much damage he's wanting to apply. He's willing to damage his own knee to give punishment to the brow of C.W. Anderson.
George trying to rally the troops on the outside, and quite frankly, the only one that's moving steadily is Colby Carino. Both Dawsons are having a tough time getting around. I see Zane right there by the enforcer, by the Rottweiler. Colby Carino with a kick to the face for his uncle.
And that is an area of contention in this matchup. Colby Carino growing up, seeing C.W. Anderson as an uncle, if not by blood, but definitely by name, almost feels the world felt that Colby Carino turned his back and Zane getting a shot in of his own.
Colby Carino felt CW was never there for him. He felt his father was never there for him. He said George South has been more of a father to me than my own father ever was.
I gotta find out what's in that Kool-Aid, Brad. The hug heard round the world. Colby Carino embracing Mr. Number 1 George South at our Ladies Night Out event. Shocked the world.
George has been in the driver's seat for several minutes here. Anderson, even in the best shape of his professional life, Anderson may be out of gas here. He may be worn down physically. The body can only absorb so much. Sleeper hold. Sleeper hold's a good move. Sleeper hold is a good move to change the tide quickly.
Not a lot of pressure needed. Not a lot of squatting power. Base, leg. George South, the wily veteran of the ring, knowing what the situation was and had the perfect counter in mind. Wow, just when you think C.W. Anderson is going to be able to turn the tide, George South wags his finger at you and says, hold my beer.
Maybe back in the 80s, not today though. Not today. Cover. Oh, I love Anderson sitting up on the kick out. Anderson making absolutely certain that his shoulders were off the canvas.
Goes to show you how important the AML Wrestling Championship is to C.W. Anderson, willing to fight through the pain to show that he is the man to hold the mantle of AML Wrestling.
George South, I got to be honest, is picking the champ apart here.
George is not known for his fireman's carries
You don't
here.
see this one very often anymore.
Oh, airplane spin.
Anderson slips out. Oh!
There's that punch we were talking about, Brad.
The concrete left. Anderson sliding D. Yes, sir. Anderson trying to make an offensive comeback. Zane Dawson is on the row.
Gotta be kidding me. Come on.
Colby Carino joining him just to make sure that James Hunter does not count that fall.
Ah.
Those thrusts to the throat, you don't hear talk about it much, but those throat thrusts are illegal tactics.
Whoa, we almost had a collection of the minds. And
oh, he sent him into him. CW spine buster.
Spine on the pine.
2. Whoa, George South reverses. Got him.
What?
George
What?
South.
No! You have got to be kidding me!
I saw you bobbing your head to that music. That's no Perry Como we were listening to.
I'm trying to say this nice. I was bobbing my head to the butt cheek bouncing of the little Latin chick.
The little Latin chick.
Spanish chicks are hot, man.
Shelly Martinez,
I'm
obviously.
trying to figure out what she was wearing because it wasn't as big as underwear.
And it wasn't much, yes. Well, Homicide and Hernandez
the Latin American Exchange, former TNA Tag Team Champions, taking on the local heroes, the Bravado brothers. Bravado's on a 2-year Wrestlecade losing streak, losing both matches against CNC Wrestling Factory.
The first thing I noticed, this is Harlem Bravado in the ring? Or
that would be Lancelot in the ring.
I
Harlem
like that he doesn't wear knee pads. The true shooters of the day didn't wear the knee pads.
I never wore knee pads until I was
looking for work?
36.
Okay.
Oh, that wasn't nice. The Homicide getting into it early. Masters of psychological warfare.
I've known Homicide since the days in the doghouse, and Homicide is he just likes to beat people up. Really, I know it's cliche, but this is really a kind of guy that you cross the other street when you see him coming, kind of thing. He's just a bad guy.
Obviously. The thing of this is there is no real, as far as the tag team cohesion, there's no real advantage here. You've got two twin brothers, and you've got Homicide and Hernandez who've been together forever. It's going to be quite a I'm going to have to keep my eyes on the match. Shelly will definitely distract me.
But I mean, obviously, Larry, the advantage with LAX lies with the big guy on the apron of Sean Hernandez, right? He's gigantic.
Big guy, but he's a nasty guy. He's a tough guy.
He has one of the most terrifying power bombs I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to start with Lancelot and Homicide. Collar and elbow tie-up. Lancelot Bravado. Homicide shoots him in. Nice shoulder block. Homicide.
It's the second time that Homicide ate the shoulder block, and then, D, who Homicide is affectionately known as, is going to have to try to come up with something different here.
Yep. Shelly Martinez right in front of us. Keep your eyes on the match, Scott.
I can feel my T-cell count dropping.
Yeah, what's going on? Homicide. Shoulder block right into the corner. And another.
You'll notice Homicide's body position between himself and the Bravado brothers' partner. That's by design.
Yeah. Harlem on the outside, shouting encouragement to his brother. Arm wringer by Homicide. Nice roll through. Hey, very nicely done by Lancelot. He's going to tag in Harlem.
A lot of tags. That's what I do.
And
Harlem Bravado, the taller of the Bravado brothers. That's my insight.
And hairier.
Okay.
Oh! Quick tags. This is what the Bravados are known for.
That's the best tag team strategy, the old four horsemen stuff. A lot of tags keep the man in your corner and wear him down.
And a double elbow.
Cover here. Larry, did you ever pirouette after a move?
I don't know what a pirouette is.
When they
is that like a front face lock?
Sure.
Sort of.
Ballet by Larry Zbyszko.
And that'll bring in the big man Hernandez. My gosh.
Doesn't look happy.
No. I would not trade anything to be Lancelot Bravado right now.
I like that. He's real strong, Hernandez.
He's had more tattoos since the last time I saw him, too. I wonder what's up with that.
I have no.
I think we're the oddballs, Larry.
You said balls.
Nice swan dive splash.
Covered. Come on.
No. Referee kind of slow to react.
Yeah, referee's intimidated, dude.
Yeah. A full moose dive.
Yeah.
Larry, you've been in the ring with some big, strong, fast guys. Hernandez has all those things. Does he remind you of anyone from your career?
Let me think.
Okay.
By Homicide.
Homicide looks like Jake the Milkman Milliman spent too much time in the sun.
With tattoos.
Yeah.
Jake Milkman Milliman. Wow, that's a name.
Oh,
look at Shelly on the outside, pounding away.
You're not supposed to make make Spanish women angry.
Why is that?
They'll kill you when you're asleep.
Oh, okay.
Well, in Shelly's case, she'll just beat the hell out of you.
That's because of the weight.
I love my
Wow! Good Lord.
Hold that.
Gracious.
They're going to use that later.
Uh-huh. You know he's serious. The headband came off. Oh, nice. Just, wow! Measuring him for that shot. Well, look at Lancelot fight back.
Not bad.
And look at Hernandez smile and murder him. Look at this.
Oh! Wow. Oh, gosh.
Something tells me that Lancelot Bravado's heart is bigger than his brain.
Well, Lancelot should be wrestling and not try to, stand toe-to-toe with a guy bigger and stronger.
Good point.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Double team.
Oh,
slingshot into the clothesline, and look at him draped so precariously in a backbreaker.
Not TV Wrestlecade!
And look at Shelly prancing outside.
Did you call her Shirley?
Shelly.
Oh, okay.
Shelly. I'm serious. I'm not calling her Shirley. Shelly Martinez.
Next, she'll make a striker airplane jersey. And there's your girl.
Uh-oh.
Getting her kicks in. Spreading that virus.
It's a painful virus. And Harlem's not helping his brother at all, allowing the referee to get between him and Homicide. Look at Shelly Martinez.
Yes, okay.
I'm looking at her.
Just leave it at
10 minutes.
Yeah, there you go.
What's that flip? And he get. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough to get him over. Yeah. Oh, what a forearm shiver by Lancelot. Off the ropes he goes, and a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker by Hernandez, and that's the setup for the big power bomb.
Larry, when you were in there with guys like Mr. Saito and Bruno Sammartino, these strong guys, what was your strategy?
My strategy I tried out wrestling, get behind them. I wanted to take them down because they were strong.
Yep.
So I wasn't going to even play that game. I used the science against them.
A Gringo cutter by Homicide, cover 2, and Harlem there to break it up.
To me, wrestling was always a human game of chess.
Just like right there, Homicide called Shelly over, distracts the ref, and Shelly goes back to work. Big man Hernandez is going to cut Bravado off. Here we go.
Well, they've been teaming a long time, and you can see they're very smooth at it.
Yep. And they get all the details right. You may not like their tactics, but they don't waste any motion. They don't leave any stone unturned.
Appreciate their tactics. This isn't a daycare center. You're there to win and make money.
Agreed.
Nice.
When men were men and women kept their mouths shut.
Well,
those are the original lyrics for the opening of All in the Family. They had to change them. Jean Stapleton, she didn't like the lyrics.
I see. You learn something new every year at Wrestlecade.
Larry is looking at me like I'm nuts.
Uh-oh, here we go. A backbreaker and if Lancelot does not make a tag soon, this match will be over. Understatement of the year. 2 count only.
You having fun?
I'm having a blast.
Yeah? How about you, Larry?
This isn't hurting me at all.
Uh-oh.
Down the way, ducks the clothesline.
Opportunity.
That's an opportunity, but
He ain't gonna make it.
no way. Look at Hernandez just toying with him. Oh, he kicked him off. And he makes the tag. Here comes Harlem. Harlem Bravado ducking the clothesline and a big boot.
Smart, get rid of the big man, and here we go. The Bravados have the matchup they want here right now. The larger Harlem in there against Homicide.
And a neck breaker and a beauty.
Come on.
Glory doesn't pay the bills.
Whoa! Charging forearm into the corner.
Nice.
Homicide reverses. Backed out. Harlem ducks a clothesline and a lariat of his own.
Right into a cover.
1, 2, and I have to say, it wasn't successful. But you got to love that move by Harlem Bravado, not wasting any motion, getting right to get the victory.
He's trying to keep on.
Whoa! I didn't see that coming.
That was a somersault out of nowhere on top of both Shelley and, well, no, he got Hernandez. Shelley was able to get out of the way.
Shelley ran for her life.
Sunset flip. Big Guns Lancelot in it.
Oh!
A bravado breaker. That should do it.
No, Homicide rolled so close to the ropes. That's a ring general.
Oh, wow. That's finished the tag team with 2 in no time. But Homicide figured out a way to get out of that.
Don't give up, kid. Pull him off the rope and go.
Blind tag by Hernandez. I don't think Harlem saw it.
That's why it's called the blind tag.
Big flying shoulder block by Hernandez, and that'll dump. Oh, wow. Here comes Homicide through the roof.
Oh, nice.
These guys are insane.
It looks like
No
a
way
car
this
accident.
big guy is doing this.
No, don't tell me.
Oh, I think he is.
I asked you not to tell me.
But he cut it off. A life-saving move by Lancelot and a springboard, and he missed him. Seriously, the big man dives like that.
You feel the energy in the room just absolutely just vacate, and now it's going to build again.
Oh, here he comes. Oh, that's off. Oh, my goodness gracious.
Larry?
Well, I'm sure they saw me do that so many times. My moves are stolen.
My goodness. And even though...
And they're not done, by the way.
Certainly not.
Electric
in a
chair
precarious position is Harlem. But Lancelot there to break it up. He gets the big man in the midsection.
He caught him off guard.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
First time we're seeing Hernandez at a disadvantage in quite some time.
Hernandez charged right into his boot. Off the second rope.
Nope.
Oh, he caught him.
Nice switch.
Oh, powerbomb.
He's dead.
He can
Who's
scrape.
the legal man?
I think it's Harlem.
Pedro Morales.
Ah, yes.
Yes.
What a chop.
Ooh, ouch.
That was a tactical error by Harlem.
Nice packed house here tonight for Wrestlecade.
Yeah, not a ticket to be had. It's not an empty seat in this place. Well, he's going to set him up for that big power bomb. Here he goes. No! He rolled through. Cover.
Close to the rope.
He got him!
I don't believe it.
Unbelievable! Out of nowhere.
Stated before, we have a fantastic camera crew with us here today. Hopefully they will be able to keep up with all of the action. Should it spill out over the guardrails, should it spill out into the hallway of the convention center.
If the gymnastic boy loses this match, they will not be able to ever tag team again.
Future of the team is on the line. And, you know, you're right, Josh. We do have a great camera crew here, but, you know, even more vital and important to the show and the well-being of everyone is the security staff we have here at hand. And if they're listening to the sound of my voice, I just want to let them know how much I've always appreciated the security team here at AML Wrestling.
Yes, sir.
And how much we always appreciate their endeavors to protect the people who are not here for physical combat should the events spill out over the guardrail towards innocent bystanders. And I want to let the security team know how much I have always appreciated their efforts.
Brad, I do want to remind you, since you brought this up, the Human Shield protocol goes into effect if this brawl should come over here, which in our contract states that you must shield me in such event. But we have security all around the building.
I thought that was only for the ladies' night out matches.
Oh, I see what you did there, sir. Good one, good one.
Oh, dear.
And that thing just splintered, baby. Wow. Some fans got some souvenirs off of that one.
Uh-oh. Timmy Lou through the ropes.
And we are starting it off hot. The Gymnasty Boys, they've been waiting for this matchup all weekend. Their social media has done nothing but talk about this match.
Dave Dawson sent to the outside. White Mike gonna try to fly here?
The Sultan of Stank does not normally take to the air.
Woo!
But that just shows you what's at stake, Daddy.
Interesting to note, we have not seen Mr. Number 1 George South yet tonight. Not in the corner of Colby Carino, not in the corner of the Dawsons, preparing for that AML Wrestling championship match coming up.
Yes, sir. The Anderson South 3, and you know George South's mind's definitely weighing heavily on that match, trying to retain the championship that he lost the last time he faced C.W. Anderson. At Lines in the Sand. No, wait a minute. Zane Dawson says he's gonna sweep the floor with Timmy Lou. Literally and figuratively.
Well, if he breaks that, the canvas is going to be dirty for the rest of the matches.
That would just be too sweet.
Oh, you. Dawson. Oh, Colby Carino getting involved.
Oh!
Ow.
Oh, did it hit ricocheted back and hit him in the forehead?
Oh, dear.
Oh, my goodness. And we've already seen Colby Carino is going to be so-called third man out there for the Dawsons. Do you think the Gymnasty Boys have any help waiting in the back, Brad?
I don't know if they got any help in the back, but they've got about 500 people in their corner here.
Yes, sir.
Pizza box. Now what is that?
That's a Money in the Bank toy.
Oh, God, across the face.
Some fan souvenir just became 10 times more valuable, Brad.
It's got Dawson DNA on it now.
Yeah, it does. Get a certificate of authentication on that thing.
They could take that and clone Dawson's.
Oh
based on the DNA that's on it now.
That's a scary thought.
Zane Dawson. Oh, God, it's got the chain. It ricocheted off of Timmy Lou and hit the steps.
Dave Dawson over there.
Clank. You heard the clank of the chain.
Goodness. Zane and Dave now going to work double teaming. What are they? They got a chair now. And
what if that's the chair that Matthew Justice fell through?
Oh, wait a minute, in a garbage can? What kind of toys do we have hidden under there for these guys anyway? What in the world? Good gosh.
You know, I've never seen anyone put garbage under the ring, but there's always garbage cans there.
Maybe later I'll tell you what ring crew uses kendo sticks for. Oh, and speaking of.
That's horrifying.
Zane Dawson just splintering what was left of that makeshift kendo stick across the back of Timmy Lou.
I'm telling you what. Oh, off the head! That could be all right there, off the head.
Wrong place, wrong time right there.
Oh.
And our first pinfall attempt there. Timmy Lou able to kick out.
If this was The Walking Dead, that was a clear headshot.
Yes, sir. Timmy Lou right now, it's 2-on-1 as White Mike slowly makes his way up into the ring. Oh, wait a minute. Chinese finger trap on Dave Dawson.
Uh-oh.
Oh, concerto.
Ow.
The Sultan of Stank is happy with himself there.
Cover 2. Only 2.
Wait a minute, look, we see Zane Dawson propping up a chair over there in that turnbuckle.
I don't think this one is going to go all night, Josh. I don't think these guys can afford to go all night. This is at least the third match of the weekend for all four of these men.
Oh, yeah, and the punishment they're raining on each other.
Yeah, this thing has escalated very quickly into being just an all-out fight, and I don't think this one, I'm not sure who in this one can take this abuse on day 3 of 3 and keep fighting for much longer. Cover 2. You saw right there the delay on the kick out. It wasn't an enthusiastic kick out. All 4 of these guys are banged up, and in the last 5 to 10 minutes, they've gotten increasingly more banged up. You used the video game analogy. Their health meter is running low.
Yeah.
Anything
sure
at
are.
this stage in the game can become a match stopper.
And the Dawsons have taken a lot of shots and blows to the head this weekend, so I'm not even sure how many brain cells they've got left collectively.
Dawson's have taken a lot of shots to the head in life. Uh-oh, Timmy Lou up top. What's going on?
Oh!
Woo!
No water in the pool, but he rolls through and
Oh!
Zane Dawson just took his head off.
Dawson ran through Timmy Lou with the chair, and that might be all.
We can get him rolled over, get that big, massive body on top of him.
Yeah, it's over. This one is over. 2. Woo-hoo!
Timmy Lou Retton is still alive, and so are the Gymnasty Boys.
I absolutely thought that was the end of the Gymnasty Boys right there.
Ooh!
Ow. Timmy Lou on rubber legs. Zane Dawson maybe going for that big side.
No! Oh my God! Oh, big time sidewalk slam through the chair. Goes Timmy Lou.
There's another chair.
Oh my gosh, and look at the legs bent on that chair. Wow!
Zane trying to position the trash can lid.
Oh, are we gonna try an Empire Strikes Back Timmy Lou? Give him a sequel and put him through the garbage can?
Dawsons are owning the universe right now.
Oh!
The spine of Timmy Lou goes through.
You know, a lot of people are going to think it's that impact coming down on the trash can, Brad, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you now the metal that those things are made of splinters, and there's all kinds of sharp edges digging into the flesh. He may be wearing a T-shirt, but Timmy Lou felt that on his back.
Same effect fundamentally of a cage match.
Yes, sir.
Oh! White Mike was not paying attention, and it just cost him.
A lot of times when you can see that chair shot coming, you get your hand up to protect you. White Mike saw none of that, took it full force right to the lumbar.
What has Zane Dawson got? It's glistening in the lights. He's got handcuffs. Zane Dawson has got handcuffs, probably from the last time that they were incarcerated.
Or from Priscilla McCall's. Putting the boost now to White Mike.
Gosh.
And not only are the AML Wrestling World Tag Team Championships on the line here, but so are the Gymnasties as a tag team. And you know the Dawsons would love to be able to say that they were the ones that broke up the Gymnasty Boys. One of the most beloved tag teams here in AML Wrestling and pro wrestling as a whole.
White Mike's handcuffed to the top rope. Dawson's got another chain. He's got the old Memphis style chain.
A little bit of showboating here. A little bit of foreshadowing. Oh, wait a minute. He just break out of those cuffs? They sure did. The one is still hanging from the top rope. White Mike busting through that thing like the Incredible Hulk.
I'm not sure he ever had it clasped. He had it on him, but I don't think he had the clasp on it. Zane Dawson is still trying to negotiate White Mike into a compromising position. Oh, dear.
Oh, raking that across the face, that chain.
Timmy Lou is hurting. I tell you, I love the Gymnasty Boys, as do, you know, the 400 or 500 people that are here in the Benton Convention Center in downtown Winston-Salem tonight. But in a fist fight against the Dawsons, even if you take weapons off the table, in a fist fight against the Dawsons, in a fight against the Dawsons where there's no rules, I don't know if there's any two men who can stand up to him.
Wait a minute, Brad. Oh, Timmy just got served.
Oh, he whipping him with the jersey. White Mike trying to fight. He blocked it. White Mike is still going.
White Mike is unhinged, Brad.
He's windmilling the Dawsons. White Mike is coming for blood against the Dawsons. Colby Carino up on the apron. It's 3-on-2. 3-on-2. Oh!
White Mike just got served. And that stopped the flurry of offense from White Mike. Ultimately, the numbers were too much to handle. Oh, you're number one, Zane.
Oh, over the top of the head. The Gymnasty Boys saying we will not go quietly into the night. You might beat us, but you're going to have to.
The Gymnasty Boys have been through hell and back here, and the fans, fans here in Winston-Salem are loving it, but you got to think, at what point do human decency come into play here? And
Dawsons are not the people that I'm going to turn to for human decency. If the Dawsons make it to the good place, they're going to need a whole lot of training on ethics.
Yes, yes. That will be a long class, that's for sure.
Yes, it will. Oh, choking Timmy Lou. I believe that's the wife beater, the tank top.
Of White Mike, yes, sir. And the Dawsons right now are firmly in control. The AML Wrestling World Tag Team Championships slipping through the fingers of the grasp of the Gymnasty Boys, along with the ability to team.
Uh-oh. On top of the chairs, I believe. At least a couple of them, yeah. Man, Nasty Boys have put up a heck of a fight here. But again, I just don't know if anybody can go toe-to-toe with the Dawsons and stay alive. White Mike is fighting. Oh, his heart out. But it wasn't his heart that gave out.
Exactly, has a lot of heart. Never say die, but I don't care who you are, that will definitely send you down to your knees. Meanwhile, Timmy, oh my God!
Slams Dave Dawson onto both chairs. I'm not sure if his brother is aware of it.
Yeah, that could be the opening Timmy Lou needs.
Swing and a miss.
Oh! And wait a minute, the tides could be turning, Brad. All four men are down.
Timmy Lou has been dragged through hell with gasoline shorts on, and for him to even still be in this fight is unbelievable. Listen to this crowd. They're rallying behind the Gymnasty Boys. They do not want to see this team be forced to split up at the hands of the Dawsons.
Go, White Mike building up steam. What's White Mike got here? Oh, wait a minute. I think I got it. I think I got it. Oh!
Great body control from White Mike. He almost overshot him, but he made sure to stick him on the chair.
Driving him face first into that chair.
Nasty Boys are going to have to come up with a couple of big things that they can hit and give themselves some time to breathe, some time to get up, some time to recover. It's not going to be, bing, bing, bing from the Nasty Boys. They're too beat up. They've just taken too much abuse.
Yeah, give a couple dings, a couple dangs, shots here and there, and oh, wait a minute, Zane blocked it.
Took too much time. Oh! The tenacity of White Mike.
Got him in the end. Didn't hit the chair he intended to, but he still got him on a chair. And Zane Dawson writhing in agony.
Teamwork, oh man! I think somebody's legs got tied up in one of the chairs. That was almost really nasty.
One,
cover.
two.
Oh, with the chair again.
Zane Dawson was not able to make it there in time. Just kind of did the alley-oop, kind of throwing the Hail Mary there, hoping to break it up, and it did. My goodness, I am getting gassed and winded watching this thing, Brad.
White Mike trying to come up with something, trying to put something together.
Whoa! White Mike pulling a Team 3D saying, let's get the tables. Timmy Lou turned it around on him. They did bring a table ringside when they made their entrance. They already had it in their game plan to use it.
Karrion took his eye off the ball, tried to run over and prevent it from happening. Saw that White Mike already had it in his hands, thought better of it. I think he's just trying to warn the Dawsons now.
You may bring a table into this matchup, but you've still got to be able to put one of those individuals through it, which, as tired as all four of these men are, you got to think What are they going to do? How are they going to do it?
Josh, I'm going to put you on the spot here as a trainer and a coach and a former wrestler. Is this a waste of time? They had the Dawsons down. Is everything that we're seeing right now a waste of time? Should they?
You know, the emotions may be coming into play here. They realize what's on the line, what's at stake, and they feel that they've got to make this statement win. But I got to agree with you, that may have been too much time. But it's got the Dawson steady, and Timmy's going up. And
One man can't hold the Dawsons down.
Yep.
I'm sorry. One man cannot hold the Dawsons down.
And that time.
Uh-oh. Oh, man. Oh, no. Oh! And there goes the Gymnasty Boys. 2-0 White Mike. White Mike saves the team.
If White Mike would not have been able to roll in there, Brad, that would have been it. That would have been it. There's no way Timmy's getting up right now. No way.
White Mike saves the team. He keeps the team alive, and he's exactly right. He's got to wear out 2 Dawsons as quickly and efficiently as he can, because his partner's spine is jello right now.
Yes, sir, and that table's still in the ring. Luckily, they're able to get it out of there, but you got to be wary of that. You don't want to land on one of those edges. That will end a career. And Timmy Lou somehow, some way has made it to his feet, Brad.
Using the ropes to pull himself up. I'm not sure if he's at this point capable of.
Dawson going for that lariat.
Oh! Over the knees!
Wait a minute.
Cover! 2!
Go! Not enough. Dawson going for that one-man riot lariat, missing. Tandem offense from the Gymnasty Boys was not enough, and Timmy Lou and White Mike got to be thinking, what do we got to do to put these guys away?
Colby Carino was spring-loaded, ready to dive in and save the fall for his team. But Zane Dawson just can't be held down. What do you got to do to these guys?
Oh, wait a minute. This put some teams away over the weekend, Brad.
Could be the moonsault. Oh! Chair on the back. White Mike's got the chair.
Oh, my God. Timmy Lou going up top. Oh! Oh, my God. Cover him.
On the
Cover
chair.
him.
On Zane.
1,
Cover.
2, 3.
Got it.
We've got new champions. Oh, my God.
Good Lord, they are roaring in Winston-Salem.
Life after the WWE.
That's right. And John Morrison, obviously, a holder of the Intercontinental title 3 times. His tag team partner, Joey Mercury, still a trainer at WWE. So you know that he is technically sound in addition to a swagger to him. And we'll see if the new attitude of PJ Black is equal to that.
And of course, we know about his partnership with The Miz as well. And PJ Black, of course, a part of the Nexus, making a huge splash about 5.5 years ago. And who wants the t-shirt seems to be the question right now.
I don't want it.
As John Morrison and PJ Black getting ready to hook it up here in our semi-main event of the evening. Bell sounds, this one's underway. Referee Chris Sharp assigned this contest. Gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts because we're off to the races.
I saw PJ Black checking out the top ropes, making sure that they were tight enough for them to be able to execute what was getting ready to happen.
That's going to be a fast-paced match.
Feeling out process here. It's like a potential test of strength. And you see that athleticism right away from John Morrison. Arm drag takedown by Black into a hammerlock by Morrison. Again, these men, 30 years of experience combined. Morrison, a 12-year pro. Of course, going back to the original Tough Enough. He was a member of one of those first couple of seasons. Of course, season 2, having a huge impact. And then PJ Black, a member of the WWE developmental system. but has been competing for 18 years all throughout South Africa before coming over to the United States in the last decade.
Look at the finesse these two are doing. These are not just athletic moves, but they have a lot of finesse behind them. Smooth movement that these both of these.
Into a roll-up, 1, 2. And the Cradle can't get the 3 count. And Black goes to the face watch. Morrison's going to come right back with a roll-up.
What a fantastic athletic move by John Morrison to avoid that kick.
Absolutely.
And another near fall, and we are at a standstill once again. As I don't know if there's anybody in the professional wrestling business today as athletic as John Morrison.
Well, I mean, there might be a couple.
There may be one sitting at the booth.
I'm just saying. He's good.
Well, I know who's prettier.
He ain't that pretty, though.
He's certainly no ambassador of the grind.
But I'm taking nothing away from these two. Are very extraordinary athletes.
Indeed they are. Plying their trade in Lucha Underground currently. You can see that on the El Rey Network Season 2 about to be underway.
You saw that wrist lock into a suplex, and now
this is textbook wrestling that we're seeing here. Y'all are waiting for the high-flying stuff and are able to appreciate the textbook technical wrestling that is done with so much finesse by two extreme athletes at the top of the game.
Similar style that we saw with Sonjay Dutt earlier on in the night, and of course reborn Matt Sydal. These men try to take things up a little bit right here. Black has that side headlock applied.
If anything, though, John Morrison not really accustomed to fighting out from underneath, not as much.
And I think the slower this match goes, it probably does favor Black a little bit more, because if you notice his style over the last couple of months, it's slowed down a little bit. He's become a little more methodical as he's gotten a little bit older and more seasoned.
Absolutely.
So for a ride.
The older you get, the smarter you get in this business. And sometimes you do things for flash, and sometimes you do things to last.
There's that leapfrog into the round off. Here we go. Tries the forearm. Wilson goes for the hip toss. In the monkey flip, lands on his feet. And once again at a standstill, John Morrison and PJ Black putting on a 100% athletic display for these great fans in Winston-Salem. He's got him.
With the insecurity.
He's going for ankle lock. And he flips him up and over again. And our third standstill. And at what point in time will one of these men be able to gain an advantage?
The crane technique achieved by both men.
The crane could be the difference maker.
Absolutely. Well, we're still in the feeling out process, Blake, and I have to say, Patrice, you've been in matches like this before. Whenever you're in with a supreme athlete, what is your mindset at this point? You've already felt each other out. Do you have a game plan?
When I'm in the ring with a supreme athlete, I tell myself not to fight myself. That's what I do.
And Morrison with the head scissors to the outside. And PJ Black on the arena floor, and he's got to get a little frustrated here.
Well, at the same time, this is smart. A younger PJ Black would have rushed right back into the ring. This PJ Black is going to take a break and gather his thoughts and take his time before he gets back into that ring.
I think that's definitely coming from the division that he's with now with Global Force Wrestling with Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett is one that's been in the business for I don't know how many years, and he has poured over his intellect with the guys that's in that to help them last a lot longer and make smarter decisions.
Indeed he has. As Morrison now, who is one-up Black, because these two very competitive, always trying to one-up one another.
Or they one-up each other not only in the ring, but outside the ring as well. PJ Black, he jumped out of airplanes.
Refusing to take the invitation. Oh!
And Morrison again showing off that athleticism. Black off the ropes. Morrison puts his head down. Black, they go tit for a tat. He blocks him.
Oh!
But pokes him right between the eyes. And again, PJ Black. They say work smart, not hard. I think he just found an opening for the first time in this one.
And he says it was a palm strike. That was not a palm strike. Everybody in the arena knows that was an eye poke.
Yeah, I thought I poke myself.
Yep. John Morrison now.
Now, how can you let somebody in the ring after you poked him in the eye?
And Morrison inviting PJ Black into the ring once again. And Caprice, you saw the top of the match. A lot of mutual respect shown here, but it almost seems like PJ Black might have just been doing it for show, because I don't think he really has the respect he really acted like he did for one John Morrison.
Oh!
And Morrison gives him his little receipt right there.
Well, this match is turned for tit for tat. That's what's happening there, where they're both doing the one-upmanship. I would think PJ Black would be the aggressor, but John Morrison has an aggressive side as well.
As PJ Black claiming his nose is broken, Chris Sharp checking in. But after what we've seen thus far, can you really trust what PJ Black is saying?
Absolutely not. No, not a chance. He's methodically, he knows he has 10 seconds to get back to the ring. He's going to take all of them. He's trying to call a timeout. Everybody knows there's no timeouts in pro wrestling. But you can create one for yourself.
That's an excellent point there, Scott. As Morrison inviting him back in again. And it doesn't look like PJ Black is going to RSVP to that party.
Well, he did ask nicely.
It is the holiday season after all. As Black gets back in the ring, Morrison charges into him and twists him inside out with that clothesline.
He was not expecting that.
Hooks the outside leg, 1-2 and a near fall.
That's almost a veteran move by John Morrison, knowing that if he tries something athletic to enter the ring, sometimes you do the standoff. And I believe PJ Black was looking for a standoff there, and that's what he got in return.
Morrison brings him to the corner. Could we be on the verge of Starship Pain?
Not yet, not yet.
Another defensive maneuver by PJ Black. I have to say I'm impressed.
And again, a well-scouted move. That Starship Pain has won Morrison many championships, of course, in the WWE version of ECW, holding that championship as well. For a lengthy period of time, he's held singles gold all over the world. And has really taken Lucha Underground by storm as well.
Lucha Underground, I was actually on a tour with him in May, where he was...
Wow! And Caprice, almost a page out of your playbook. Wow. With that jumping Northern Light suplex, 1/3 of the Trinity right there.
Well, that wasn't a Northern Light suplex, that was a belly-to-belly. He did a moonsault with a belly-to-belly, so that's not my page book, but it's very close to it.
As Morrison gets a near fall, Chris Sharp says it's only 2.
A variation to the belly-to-belly that I haven't seen, but I'm very impressed with.
Again, we said at the top, moves we may never see again, we probably have never seen before. On full display right here, Wrestlecade 4, Benton Convention Center, sold-out crowd here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And Black with an STO. And that's going to ground Morrison. Now he says he's going up top. Could it be the Darewolf's turn? Maybe try a 450. He tries a springboard moonsault, ducks underneath the clothesline. He's got him. Backslide. 1, 2. And after all that high-flying, flashy action, a backslide nearly did in John Morrison.
Well, I think that PJ Black is trying to win the match.
And there's a leaping back kick. And the springboard moonsault hits it one more time. 2. And the second time is a charm, but again, only a near fall. PJ Black pleading here with Chris Sharp, but he was unable to secure the win.
He wants to do the 450 now.
I don't think it's a smart move for after you try one to get up on the top rope to try again, because you're wasting so much. There you go. I told you. Well, now you're kind of trapped.
Morrison gets himself to the opposite corner. But PJ Black can certainly fly as he runs right into him. Morrison didn't even see him coming. And Black goes for the springboard, but he eats the boot of Morrison with that super kick.
Dove right into that one face first.
And a crotch chop for good measure. Goodness.
And Morrison looks like he's going to go up top. And he's calling for the 450. And Black's going to put on the brakes. There's a palm strike, finally connecting with one.
The top rope, going to go for maybe a superplex here.
Well, I'm thinking superplex, but with these two involved, I'm not sure.
High risk maneuver potentially on its way right here.
That's a good way to call it. It's a high risk, but both of them are at a risk right now.
We've seen Barry Windham here this afternoon. How apropos would it be to nail the superplex right here in Winston-Salem? But Morrison goes for that sunset flip powerbomb. But look at Black jump right off of it. Runs into the back elbow. Morrison tries a moonsault, lands right on his feet. And again runs into the back elbow of Black.
This match has parkour rules.
And he's going to trip him right up into position. Starship Pain. That's going to do it. Out of nowhere. 1, 2, 3.
He got him. A 3-count win.
Bell sounds, we are underway. Killer Kross defending the Wrestling Revolver and Maverick Wrestling Championships against Billy Brash. Referee Jared Fritz assigned to this contest, as this one will certainly be hard-hitting.
Killer Kross making his name in Impact Wrestling a few short years ago. Quickly shot up the ranks, one of the hottest free agents right now.
And also need to be pointed out, Josh, not just in Impact Wrestling, but worldwide with AAA Lucha Libre, as he's made a serious impact there. I still believe he's undefeated.
Yes, sir. And there, we talked about it, the international flavor that we're bringing here at Showcase of Champions. Some of the hottest rising stars of the past, the present, and the future of professional wrestling here on Showcase all weekend. Pun intended, of Wrestlecade Weekend.
Indeed, I've had the opportunity to spend some time with Killer Kross out in Las Vegas for Ring Warriors as well as Paragon Pro Wrestling. That is his home. He's essentially become the king of Vegas, and now he's expanded that down to Mexico and all over the world with Impact Wrestling, Wrestling Revolver there in the Midwest, Maverick Wrestling there in California. I mean, he's really expanded his horizons. I'll tell you what, for a guy that's already well known, he could easily be the 2020 breakout star.
Yes, sir. And I gotta say, I'm not surprised by the way this wrestling is going. It's very mat-based, very MMA, amateur, Olympic-style wrestling going on here, which Killer Kross has a huge background in. Billy Brash has got a couple tricks as well, but you got to think if we're going to go to that game plan, it goes in Killer Kross's favor.
Well, something we'll certainly have to give here, because I don't really see either of these men giving up, but there could be a lot of submission-based maneuvers in this matchup. So we'll see what happens. Referee Jared Fritz might need to utilize his discretion at some point and call this thing if there's a submission being applied, because I don't see Billy Brash quitting regardless of who he's in there with.
No, Billy Brash almost had his shoulder dislocated defending the AML Prestige Championship against Simon Grimm and never gave up. So I don't think that...
Ooh, and Grimm does have a similar mat-based style to Killer Kross.
Did you see that, Blake? Killer Kross had the opportunity to delay a shot on the back of Billy Brash's head and stop.
Was that a sign of respect?
I hope that's what it was, because
it was either a sign of respect or, hey, this is what's coming next.
Yeah, it might have been a little bit of a tease, like, hey, you're in my house now, kid.
He has 5 seconds to break. Irish whip there to the far side buckle, and Billy Brash
might have caught Killer Kross unawares with that handstand.
Nice job by Billy Brash with a drop down to avoid that big blow.
Got the bigger man down on his knees, but he's got that defiant look in his face, Blake.
And the last thing I think I'd want to do is go blow for blow with Killer Kross.
You read my mind, my man.
All 6'4", 264.
Keep him off the ropes, Phil. You know that. Let's go, man. And a lot of times wrestling fans see these guys wrestle on TV and think, oh, you know, they're kind of big. But when you see them in person and they tower over you, you really get that feeling of it. These guys are massive.
And a lot of people start wrestling at a very young age, and you take a look at Killer Kross, starting at 29 years old. To me, I think that gave him a little bit of an advantage. Already mature, already having some other disciplines under his belt. Seemed to be a natural fit for him right there.
Yeah, if you've got a background in any other type of combat sport or just sports in general, you can pick it up pretty quick. Most people would say starting at 29 puts him at a disadvantage because of the experience factor, but he's proved that's not the case.
He's hitting his life prime here at 34, only 5 years into the business. You have to imagine the next 5 to 10 years for Killer Kross will be very pivotal.
Billy Brash got that cravat locked on, but...
And Kross fighting back there. Look at the intensity of Killer Kross, laying in those right hands.
Yes, sir, the two words used to describe Killer Kross most often, intimidating and intense.
One thing you can certainly say about Killer Kross, each and every time in that ring, he gives 110% effort.
Sir, that defiant look on the face of Killer Kross. It's almost like every time you hit him, he gets stronger. Like the Hulk.
There's a dragon sleeper apply here. He doesn't have it completely cinched in, but a wrenching back on that neck. You see it torquing back the wrong direction.
There's that size and strength advantage. Oh
and
my
look at
God.
Kross there. Straight from his knees, standing up. Just shrugs Brash off. There's the goozle. But Brash, again, will not back down. As Kross, oh, look at this here.
Oh my
Just
God.
launches him right there with a T-bone.
Blake, I've seen a lot of Billy Brash's matches, and I've never seen him be manhandled the way that Killer Kross just did.
As Kross now going to work on that ankle. And I'll tell you what, the one thing Billy Brash at least has in this situation, has some height, is able to kind of be at an even keel there with Killer Kross. If he takes his ankle away, Killer Kross might take away any hope of Billy Brash.
Yeah, Billy Brash is at a disadvantage because of the weight advantage of Killer Kross. He tries to pick him up. Oh, wait a minute, cover.
Near fall.
If he tries to pick him up, Billy Brash's ankle, there's no way he's getting that big man off his feet.
Trying to lock in that Juji Gatami, that cross arm breaker. Trying to extend that arm 180 degrees, Josh.
Yeah, and you see that grip of Billy Brash trying to prevent it.
He has it at a 90-degree angle right now. Billy there, as you mentioned there, holding on for dear life.
Those long legs of Billy Brash able to get the rope break, which is beneficial to Billy because that wasn't going to last much longer. That grip would have been broken by Killer Kross.
Kross goes for the big right hand. Oh, look at Brash there. Trying to chop down the tree of Killer Kross. Hits him right there with the knee. 1, 2. And that's the closest I might have ever seen to Killer Kross losing a match.
Yeah, especially with a strike like that. As we saw earlier, every strike just seemed to give him more power. It's like those guys that they enjoy getting hit. You know, the kind of guys you want to go to the bar with in case there's a fight.
The ones that you watch fight.
Yeah, oh, yeah, of course. I ain't fighting.
Sit back and watch him do the damage.
Exactly. Killer Kross letting the referee know exactly how he feels about it.
I would love to stand behind Killer Kross on the bar.
And talk jump, yeah. Be like, hey, this guy's with me.
Whoa! As you see the intensity. 0 to 60 in less than a second right there, Josh.
Yeah, that's why you want to be with him, not against him in a bar brawl.
As a man that does not have too many allies, too many friends. As Brash has him here. And it looks like with every blow from Billy Brash, it's amping up Killer Kross even more.
Yeah, they're staggering him, that's for sure. It's taking its toll, but he's using it as fuel for the fire.
The Irish whip reversal off the ropes, and the double clothesline. Both men are down here. This might be the best opportunity for Billy Brash to secure that Wrestling Revolver and Maverick Wrestling Championship.
Yeah, the first man to his feet's definitely going to have an advantage here. Who will it be? Some Billy Brash chance, some Killer Kross chance.
And the Son of the South trying to pick up some steam.
That scared me, Clay.
That's certainly no dead man right there, Josh.
Oh my God.
As Killer Kross to his knees, going back and forth, tooth and nail right in the center of the ring, exchanging blows with Billy Brash.
I've known and loved Billy Brash for many years, and I don't know if I would recommend him doing that with Killer Kross.
Both men trying to work their way back to a vertical base. Kross inviting the punishment.
Wow. How much more can these young men take? My goodness.
So Kevin has
Kross.
Billy here in the corner.
Rain
Near
in
side
those
buckles. The Irish whip there. And Killer Kross trying to amp himself up along with this crowd here in the Benton Convention Center. Here we go. Killer Kross charges in. Hits that clothesline. Look at this combination in the corner, Josh.
Oh, there's that martial arts background that you mentioned earlier, Blake, coming into effect.
Doing a great job of meshing all of the styles together. Kross, he calls for here. And there's the power bomb. Just dumps Billy Brash.
We might have to scrape Billy off of the canvas after that one, Blake.
And if you notice, Josh, he said that was all, but for some reason, he didn't go for the cover.
He's setting up for the killing blow here.
What's this gonna be?
Oh no.
Kross has him. Oh, he might be going for that Saito suplex. That patented Saito suplex of Killer Kross. Oh, and Billy Brash. I don't know if it's desperation or he had it well scouted, but he gets out of it. Here he comes to the corner.
A little bit of both, Blake. A little bit of desperation.
Brash tries to take him out, and Kross, look at this. He grabs him
There
here.
it is.
The Doomsday Saito.
Right
He
on
nails it. That
right
ought
on
to
the
do it.
back
1,
of his
2, 3.
Ah.
45-day reign, but Cyrus, we're off and running here.
Here we go.
The trash can shot to the head. The bell sounds. We are underway. Penelope Ford and Taya Valkyrie. This will be a brawl.
Well, they don't call her the bad girl for nothing. She's living up to her moniker. Penelope Ford striking first in the street fight.
Penelope Ford trained at the CZW dojo. You want to talk about hardcore wrestling? She's had it from day one.
She absolutely has. Those CZW guys, man, they are a different breed entirely.
And Ford now trying to control Valkyrie on the outside. Neither of these two women will back down from anything. Tables, ladders, chairs, whatever it might be, certainly could be expected in this one. As
Here
Ford,
we go. Penelope Ford, 26-year-old, incredible wrestler, burst onto the scene, and she's getting out all the hardware, Blake. Already got a chair, and here comes the ladder.
We know we're going to see a ladder a little bit later on when it comes to that six-way ladder match, but she's taking it out a bit prematurely here as she wants to use it against Taya Valkyrie. As Ford trying to do something with this ladder here, wants to set it up, and she's going to ram her right in the corner with it. Ford now in position. Oh, look at this.
Hurting herself in the process, throwing her own back into the ladder to do that damage. That's what you have to do in a match like this. You have to sacrifice yourself.
That handspring there, tries to get it going, but lands on the ladder, and this time only gets two. And Cyrus, I have to ask you, what sort of strategy would these two ladies bring into this matchup? Because anything goes, and you never know what's going to come next.
Well, you know, more of a power wrestler as Taya Valkyrie, the bigger build, but Penelope Ford makes up for that in speed. You know, I don't know if there is a strategy, but a spear like that will definitely equalize things on the playing ground.
Nearly folds her right in half, and typically you would think she'd go for the cover, but this is a street fight, and she wants to inflict more damage. And Taya going right back to work here on Penelope Ford.
The Queen of the North, the First Lady of Slamtown, my friend.
Indeed, as we know, her husband, Johnny Impact, will be here a little bit later on in that Blockbuster International Tag Team matchup. Taya Valkyrie set to be in their corner. I don't know if she's going to be able to make it there, Cyrus.
Yeah, I don't know either. I mean, you're talking about the hardware that these two are bringing out, setting up that ladder, and that's not going to be pretty.
As Taya there sets up that ladder in between that top and middle rope there, placed alongside that middle turnbuckle.
Ooh, on the inside of the thigh.
Going right to that hamstring almost. Trying to take out one of the wheels there of Penelope Ford. And Valkyrie now setting her up. Oh no, she could be looking for a suplex right on the ladder. That ladder doesn't even budge, Cyrus.
The lower back across that steel ladder. And here we go, the count is on. Wasn't enough though.
And we saw Amber O'Neal, of course, last year representing Women of Wrestling WOW, which you can catch on Access TV. But here tonight, downing the stripes as Taya coming over by us and nearly scaring us right out of the booth.
My goodness.
As Taya Valkyrie now.
She knows we're not in this match, right?
I hope so. Stalking around ringside. She has a trash can. And you have to wonder, what will she do with it?
Well, she's got evil intentions, does Taya Valkyrie. Penelope Ford struck first, but right now Taya Valkyrie is in the driver's seat, right into the corner.
We thought New Jack was dangerous with that trash can. What about Taya Valkyrie? Now she's got Ford in the corner here as she knocks her down. And Taya now off the ropes, charges right in. And now kicking the proverbial dirt on her. And Taya now measuring up again in the corner with the double knees. That might have just knocked out Penelope Ford.
Yeah, Penelope Ford might be regretting signing up for this match right now against Taya Valkyrie. So big, so powerful. And she is just bringing the fight to the bad girl here in Winston-Salem.
Taya
now, oh, come on.
Valkyrie looking very confident here as she's looking to split the difference of Penelope Ford. She tells her exactly where to meet her, and she's got that trash can. Oh, what is she going to do here, Cyrus?
Oh, come on.
Talk about innovative offense. Taya Valkyrie has the trash can right up against the chair, and Penelope Ford will be feeling that one for weeks.
You know, there's a lot of people out here that think that it doesn't hurt when you get a lady down there. She is in serious pain right now. Penelope Ford may be out of this match. Taya Valkyrie has really thrown everything at her already. How much more could she have? How many objects should she? Oh, I shouldn't have even said anything. It's a table.
You knew she was going to pull something else out next. As Penelope Ford's holiday plans might have been a bit compromised there by Taya Valkyrie. As Taya here has this table, and you wonder, Cyrus, where will she set it up?
First time we see a table this evening in Wrestlecade, at least come into action.
We had a feeling we'd see just about every bit of this building utilized in this matchup.
We already saw a vacuum cleaner, so it's only right that we get a table, right?
We've seen apples, vacuum cleaners. Now the tables, ladders, and chairs are coming out. You never know what's coming your way at a Wrestlecade weekend.
Speaking of which, don't miss the November to Remember. I mean, while we're talking about foreign objects, right? 10:15 tomorrow, get it on Fight.
This will certainly be a November to remember after this incredible event. As Penelope Ford here trying to fight from underneath. You see those marks on her back from the ladder earlier on.
Well, Taya Valkyrie has taken a lot of time getting that table in place, setting up for more punishment. It's given Penelope Ford just a little bit of time to recover. But Taya Valkyrie picking up right where she left off, right back to the punishment.
And going right back to work on that leg, that inner thigh of Penelope Ford, who's right down here on the outside in front of us, looking to be in a very precarious spot. And Taya comes right back with another forearm as these two exchanging blows on the floor here. And Cyrus, I think,
oh wow,
this is where Taya feels right at home. As Taya with that overhand chop to the exposed chest. That might have stung Valkyrie a bit there as she rears back again. And Taya Valkyrie, pleased with the damage she's done.
Amber O'Neal knows to get the heck
comes
out of the way.
Whip, and it's reversed.
Penelope Ford still has some fight left in her, Blake.
Right into the barricade goes Taya Valkyrie. And Penelope Ford here trying to recover. Working her way back to her feet now. She's going to look for some weapons of her own.
And here it is, another table.
She's got a table. We already see one set up in the ring from Taya Valkyrie. Now Penelope Ford trying to figure out what she wants to do. She's trying to lift this table up, and you figure, Cyrus, at this point in the matchup, this might be taking a little bit of strength out of her. She's dragging it now.
Well, yeah, I mean, she's already been hit with everything, trash cans and chairs. She's worn out, Blake.
As Penelope Ford here setting up that table against the steel barricade.
She better be worrying about Taya Valkyrie, because right now she's just getting all that time to recover, and if she comes back, she might be better than ever.
And Amber O'Neal over here by us at the broadcast location, she wants to get out of harm's way as Taya Valkyrie and Penelope Ford are about to head into the audience.
Well, they're getting a little bit of an early Christmas here in Winston-Salem. They get it right there in their laps.
If you ever thought a front row seat was worth the price of admission, I think we just had that validated right here.
Yeah, 100%, Blake.
As we're going to try to do our best to call the action as it spills all throughout the Benton Convention Center. As you see Penelope Ford and Taya Valkyrie amongst the sea of 6,000 here in Winston-Salem.
Make sure you're hashtagging, guys, all night long. Let us know that you're watching this incredible street fight. Hashtag Wrestlecade.
As Valkyrie here trying to clear out some fans as she's looking for some chairs here at Penelope Ford. They're almost at a bit of a standoff here, Cyrus. And Taya.
What is Taya Valkyrie calling for?
As it looks like these two. And we've got a slap fight here, Cyrus. We've seen these types of videos on the internet. Normally one person ends up knocked out.
While Taya Valkyrie set it up, how demented must she be to set this up? The fans absolutely loving it, but it is all pain for Penelope Ford and Taya Valkyrie right now.
Up close and personal there for the fans, and Valkyrie stings her with that chop. As Penelope Ford being dragged all over the crowd here as they're right behind us, Cyrus.
Right into the chair. She's getting her own seat. Is Penelope Ford. Taya Valkyrie showing no mercy.
As Valkyrie here pounding away. Our security doing our best to keep the fans at bay, but they are right in the thick of the action. As Valkyrie here sends Ford right over the guardrail next to us, Cyrus.
Taya Valkyrie is just like an animal uncaged right now.
As Amber O'Neal essentially just trying to stay with these two ladies as there are no countouts, no disqualifications. This is a street fight, anything goes.
She's just here to count a pinfall.
Indeed she is, as Taya Valkyrie continues to pound away on Penelope Ford.
Well, Penelope Ford set that table up.
And Valkyrie, another chop. As she looks to send her, and she's gonna reverse course right to the table, and Cyrus, it does not break.
No give whatsoever with that table. Taya Valkyrie regretting that decision, and Penelope Ford is getting nasty here in Winston-Salem.
Penelope Ford, not one to back down. She's certainly hardcore in her own right. There's a near fall, as pinfalls do count anywhere here. And Ford really wants to put Valkyrie through that table. As Penelope Ford has regained control in this matchup. And she looks to send Valkyrie in, and Valkyrie!
We said it. I mean, this table is not giving whatsoever.
Could you imagine the amount of impact it would take to put one of these two ladies through the table?
Well, we might find out, Blake.
And it didn't take long for the This Is Awesome chance to begin. As Valkyrie now might be looking to turn a corner here and possibly put Penelope Ford down for good. And Valkyrie sends her face first there, right to the steel ring post. And now looks to choke her out there with her top.
Amber O'Neal can't do anything about it. She has to let it happen.
And look at this, Valkyrie dragging Ford all around the ringside area.
Taya Valkyrie very proud of herself, sadistic, if you will, now stepping on the throat of Penelope Ford.
And the craziest thing is here, Cyrus, all of this is legal.
Yeah, well, it's legal, and you feel like Taya Valkyrie could put this match away. She could end it if she wanted to, but she just continues to pick away and pick apart Penelope Ford.
As Valkyrie has her in the corner here. Amber O'Neal getting out of harm's way yet again, and Valkyrie charges in, and Ford gets out of the way. And now a series of kicks here by Penelope Ford, connecting right to the midsection there of Taya Valkyrie.
Penelope Ford gets her second win.
And Ford sets up that chair.
What has she got planned here?
And you have to wonder.
Like you talked about a CZW graduate coming up under CZW. They know they're hardcore at CZW.
A series of short DDTs right here, and there's a full one. Drives her right into the chair. Here we go, 1, 2, and Valkyrie kicks out at 2.5.
Well, that'll equalize anybody. What was that, 4 or 5 shots straight into the chair? Blunt force trauma to the head.
And Penelope Ford here has suffered some serious strikes from Taya Valkyrie in this matchup.
So looks like she's been hanging out with Eddie Edwards.
Goes for the big swing with that chair. Valkyrie, no! Kicks it right back into the face of Ford. And now Valkyrie pounding away yet again. And Taya.
And normally I wouldn't say this when you're talking about two ladies like this, but there's nothing pretty about this match right now.
And there's a little payback, a DDT of her own right on the steel chair.
Not real technical. It's just turned into an absolute brawl. It's living up to the street fight. And now Taya Valkyrie has her eyes on that table. Blake, this isn't good.
Didn't expect to see a lot of hammer locks or wrist locks in this matchup.
Yeah, not really.
As Taya Valkyrie had set up that table previously. And now she's trying to put it to use. As Penelope Ford in a supine position there on that table. And Valkyrie now perches herself up on that middle turnbuckle. Taya Valkyrie, wait a minute, she's taking too much time here. And Penelope Ford gaining a second win.
Playing a little bit of possum is Penelope Ford, and here we go. This could be the opportunity she needed, Blake.
She's putting her in position here, Cyrus. Penelope Ford, she's all the way upstairs. What's she gonna do here? She's got her. Oh, she's going for that super Conrana through the table.
Uh-oh.
And Taya Valkyrie puts the brakes on Cyrus, and the powerbomb off the top rope, right through the table.
That has to be it.
That's gotta do it. There's the cover. 2, 3, and Taya Valkyrie wins it.
Night 3, Wrestlecade Weekend goes virtual. It's in the books. Are you sad? It's over.
Been sad all weekend.
Well, yeah, but for different reasons.
Right.
Because no real, and this is real Wrestlecade, but not real, like in-person Wrestlecade. I mean, I'm a handshaker and a hugger, and I like all that stuff. And I've been without all that for like 7 or 8 months.
We've interacted with everybody online all weekend.
Yeah.
Had fun.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. But
kind of cool. It's time for this to end. And if all this ends, we're going to be positive. This is all going to end.
Right.
Whether it's whatever the deal is, right? Cures, medicines, herbals. I mean,
the vaccines are 95%.
Vaccine,
effective.
whatever, right? 2021 Wrestlecade Weekend. Hopefully, they'll let us back in the Benton Convention Center, and we'll get to see everybody again.
Right.
We're looking at it, we're like, man, is everyone signed? But we go through that every year, right?
How do you make it bigger? That's always the first question.
Bigger or better or different.
Right.
We had these guys. Oh, okay. And that's okay because they're like wrestling fans like to see some of their favorites back again every year. And I'm like, why? But I get it, kind of, right? It's their favorites. But we do look for, who's never been and why haven't they been? Oh, well, okay, they live in, Egypt. Or, literally, we've had some really strange stuff over the years and strange conversations. And we're like, what else is left to put together? What photo opportunities are left to put together? And before we start getting the messages in the comment section about...
Can you get The Undertaker?
Oh, you had to go there. No. Well, yeah, sure. Okay. Absolutely. We can get The Undertaker. The ticket prices go way up for admission, and we've also asked, where you want the ticket price to be, and we've got that feedback. So to keep the price where it's at, Undertaker's not going to work out, sorry.
Stone Cold?
Yeah, no, Stone Cold's not going to work out either.
Hulk Hogan?
Yeah, no. Hulkster's not going to work out either, brother. Man. Yeah. But nonetheless, it's been a lot of fun. Saw some matches that...
Relive some memories?
Yeah, I don't know. I've seen some of those matches since they happened.
Right.
Not because that was the plan. We just get busy and start planning the next year.
Right.
But when all this goes away and we start planning again, normally we're planning Wrestlecade the next year, January the 2nd. We don't talk about it in December. That's kind of
It's the rule.
Yeah, it's not kind of a rule. It is a rule.
Right.
No mention whatsoever. And January 1st is holiday-ish. January 2nd we start talking and planning. So I'm hoping we get to that point where we can start talking and planning and putting together the great show that is Wrestlecade Weekend once again. And we won't be we may be virtual, but we'll also be there. So because we had some great things planned, man. Hulk Hogan was coming and Undertaker. No, not really. How about that Rock though?
Don't spoil the surprises.
Yeah. Well, they were coming this year, and we can't have it. They're booked somewhere else next year. So
already.
Yeah, already. I've already talked to them.
That's good.
Yeah. Anyway, I think my phone's ringing. It's probably Nature Boy. Him like that.
Man.
Yeah.
That's tough.
It's tough. Yeah.
All right.
I met him at Wrestlecade.
That's true.
Yeah. Yep. So go to shopwrestlecade.com. Tonight, sometime throughout the week, anytime really.
Right.
At least until the sale ends, right? Before the sale ends. The sale, what is today? It's been a long weekend.
It's Sunday.
Sunday, right? Sunday. And this sale's going to end tomorrow at 5. Black Friday sale sounds kind of, everybody does those, but essentially that's what it is. All this stuff's like.
But it's all virtual now, so it's good.
It is good, right? So it's going to go through that Cyber Monday deal, right? So all the merchandise is going to be on sale, except the stuff that's already on sale and can't get much cheaper. And some memorabilia that you can't get anywhere. It's Wrestlecade turnbuckle, autographs. Got some really cool autographs, DVDs, posters from our reunions, and some of the people, unfortunately they're not with us anymore.
Right.
And just kind of throwing it in there, that's one of the things, the many things that makes Wrestlecade Weekend so special. We get to meet our heroes and people we watched growing up and people we still watch, and we never know when it's going to be our last time seeing our heroes, meeting our heroes and just saying thank you for all you did for us and for wrestling. And that's not a morbid thought in my mind. That's a beautiful thing that we have that opportunity, because you and I didn't have that opportunity growing up at all, But we look forward to hearing your feedback on the shows, what matches you like the best, what matches you like the least. We'll hear that anyway. Wrestling fans are very vocal, and that's okay. And what matches that maybe should have been included. We didn't vote on these, by the way. You did, so somebody did.
And what matches you want to see next time.
Oh, that'd be good. Or what guests you'd like to see. We can take out those ones we've already mentioned, but that'd be kind of cool. But we look forward to seeing you legitimately in person 2021. Hopefully the Benton Convention Center, we don't have a contract, but we're assuming they'll let us back in. We don't know how that deal's going to work. Everything's up in the air right now, but one thing's for certain is that we have our memories from Wrestlecade Weekend, and we know we're always going to have our fans and supporters, and we really look forward to your feedback, and we hope you've enjoyed the past 3 nights. It's been a lot of fun.
Right. Everybody stay safe. We appreciate you joining us this weekend.
Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year, and hope to see you at an AML wrestling show. If you're in North Carolina, somewhere sooner than later, because I need some live wrestling.
There you go. Same here.
All right. God bless.